How do you organize your pantry? So if you notice here, so I only decant items that I can measure like this. So how do I organize it? Paper towel, for that I segregate it and compartmentalize. So first common question, second question, third question, pre-printed stickers. You can actually if there is one thing that this pandemic is trying to teach us, it's appreciating what we have. And by extension, it means that we don't waste everything that we are given. During this time of crisis, we should value all the more the food that we have on our table and the food available in our fridge and pantry. In this episode, we will be answering your most common questions about food storage. So first common question, how do you organize your pantry? So whenever I do groceries, I make sure that I only buy the items that will fit in our storage. And the way I organize the food in our pantry is it's segregated based by groups. If you would notice, I have an area for the noodles because it's my kids' favorite, and I have an area for all our pasta ingredients, our dips and sauces, and the snacks for our kids. So for the snacks, I make sure that it's easily accessible by the kids so that they won't have a hard time getting food if they want to eat. Second question, how do you decant items? So basically, I decant items that I can measure. So if you notice here, I decant mostly our cereals, grains, nuts, and powder. And here also, I decant sugar, creamer, and coffee. So basically anything that I can measure, I try to decant because as you can see, it's easier to manage when it comes to storing. You're only dealing with one shape as opposed to different kinds of containers and different kinds of boxes. And this way, this is my handwriting, and I make sure to write down the expiration date so that I can keep track all the items that I've decanted and to ensure that I am not eating food that is expired. Third question, how do you store your herbs, spices, and condiments? So with this one, I make sure that everything is uniform looking. So I've transferred all our spices in similar containers just so it's more enticing to cook, and I'm only again dealing with a specific shape so that it's easier to store. Now for the condiments, I also try to decant some of it so that again I'm also dealing with a shape that is easier to manage in the shelf. How do you store leftover food in your fridge? So here, I make sure that I store them in glass containers just so it's pleasing to the eyes. Efficiency, because if we want to reheat our food, then it's already in glass, microwave safe containers. And at the same time, I also want it presentable because if I don't store it properly, then chances are the food will go to waste. How do you store uncooked fish, meat, and poultry? We have two fridges here in the house, one here in the main kitchen and the other one is in the dirty kitchen. Here in the main kitchen, I store here ready to cook food, and I store it in reusable bags. And these are bags from Zippy's. I use Zippy's here because their size is perfect for these ready-to-eat items. And for the one downstairs, I use Eco Zips simply because their size is a little bit bigger and it can handle bulky items. How do you store fresh fruits and vegetables? So for me, I make sure that whenever I store fresh fruits and vegetables, I wrap them either in paper towel or I put a kitchen towel here as a liner so that it will help absorb the moisture and it will slow down the wilting process of the fruits and vegetables. As you notice here, these are actually red chilies, and I also put a tissue paper inside this reusable bag just so you notice that there is water there. That's actually the culprit why your vegetables are easier to wilt. So if you have something like this to help absorb the moisture, then it will slow down the process. So these are some of the fruits that I have. I also wrap it in linen bags like this, again, to slow down the wilting process. I hope you learned a thing or two in properly storing your food in your kitchen. Until the next one, stay neat, everyone!